Hello, everyone. Welcome into New England Sports Time. And today we have a very special guest here, Kyle Lapierre, a great
Hey,
friend of mine from broadcasting camp. Welcome in, Kyle.
hi.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about just a whole plethora of stuff from around the world of Boston sports. Kyle, would you like to start?
Sure. Um, I think we should probably start off with the most recent big thing in Boston sports, some would say, and that is obviously Super Bowl 60. Devastating 29-13 loss for the New England Patriots. Sam, what do you think about that loss? What is your takeaway for next season?
Well, the thing with that loss, here's the thing. The loss was tough. Will Campbell struggled, but Will Campbell played well up until his injury. I think a lot of people
Yeah.
are overhating Will Campbell for that. If you're trying to play with an injury, you're not going to do as well. That's why Valerian Lowe struggled to the levels that he did. Now, I'm not saying Valerian Lowe's particularly great, but I think the Patriots, it was just a microcosm of struggle, but the team was still very good. And even though Drake May struggled, here's a hot take I have. If the Patriots if the Super Bowl wasn't the Super Bowl, if it was like a World Series type thing, if it was like more than one game, if the
Like
Patriots
best of seven?
play, yeah, best of seven or best of three even, Patriots win it. They
Okay.
looked good in the second half. They just got off to a brutal start. So I really feel, even though it was a tough game, Patriots still weren't terrible.
Yeah, I do think that inexperience does come into that quite a lot. Drake May, obviously a second year quarterback. Will Campbell, obviously never playing in a stage like that, and he was injured. I mean, the current snapshot for the Patriots is coming off of a Super Bowl appearance, but still graded as a bottom 10 NFL team heading into the next season. That feels wild, but honestly,
They were
from
graded as a
having,
bottom 10 team. What?
according to 98.5, the Sports Hub, apparently they
What?
are.
It's crazy.
That's what I found,
There's
yeah.
no way. There's no way they were graded as a bottom 10 team in the NFL. That makes no sense.
I know.
What teams are? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it's also the lack of, the schedule. They had the easiest schedule last season. Now they have a top 10 hardest.
Okay,
I
but
think that
here's.
definitely plays into it.
But when I did, because I like to do like game by game stuff. When I did the game by game, the Patriots schedule still amounts to 10-7. That's a playoff team.
Yeah.
They have like 10 games against hard teams, assuming they win even four of them. 11-6, 10-7, something like that. People are still hating on the Patriots, even though this is a very solid team. Just because they're not a top five team, or even if you want to say they're not a top 10 team, I think they are. But even if you don't want to say that, they're still a playoff team.
Sure. But I think that this season really could go either way. I think there's three possible outcomes. They're either gonna go, 13, 14 wins. They're either gonna go 10 wins, or they could be a 4-win team.
I
They
don't think
could
they're 13, unfortunately, for the
I
Patriots.
know, but there's a very big possibility. People had them winning 10 games last year, they won 14.
I had them winning 10 games last year.
I had them winning 11 games.
I had them winning 9-10, probably 10. I had them winning 10. They won more, and I was surprised. But
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if they snuck away with 11, 12 wins this season. I mean, we've shown that we can win in Buffalo. We've shown that we can finally get over that hump in Miami. We can beat Miami in Miami. That's something Tom Brady couldn't do. I mean, this team, I think it's very disrespectful that 98.5 The Sports Hub is saying that they are graded as a bottom 10 NFL team.
100%, that is crazy, especially 98.5 being a local thing, being a Boston
They should
established.
have a little bit more bias towards Boston.
But the thing with 98.5 is they don't actually have a lot of bias. You know Felger, 98.5?
Not off the
Felger and
top of my
Mass,
head.
one of the top 98.5 hosts. He's not actually a Patriots fan. He's a Packers fan.
Yeah, that just doesn't sit right with me.
They have non-Patriots fans on Patriots talk radio.
Hmm.
So again, it just shows that it's really not. Yeah, it's a different type of thing. They're not actually, again, different news stations or sports, whatever. They're gonna have different amounts. 98.5 is weird, oddly impartial, very
Yeah.
odd. But again, that's absolute slander going towards the Patriots.
Okay, so what I'm gonna have to ask you is, not asking for a specific player, but what position do you draft? Do you do what the haters are saying and do you draft someone that could potentially replace Will Campbell? Or do
No.
you go for someone on defense? You gotta get a pass rusher,
You get an edge rusher.
edge
They have
rusher.
Christian Barmore and Milton Williams basically anchoring that center of the defensive line. If you get a great edge rusher, if you get a Will Anderson type, a TJ Watt type, somebody like that, because those types of players, yes, maybe there's not be a ton, Kayvon Thibodeau type, potentially, but even if those types of players, the top players, aren't as available, the Patriots have a great history of drafting defensive players. You still go for it. And even if you get a solid edge rusher, that
Mhm.
defensive line is going to be terrifying. And I talked about this. I did a podcast with Theo and Austin. We talked about this how
Oh, I love those guys.
what?
Those guys are awesome.
They are awesome.
Yeah.
Go check out the Patriots Real Time podcast. Awesome podcast. Lots of special guests on there and everything. I've done some stuff with them. But the thing was, one thing that we talked about was that if you draft another guy, what Will Campbell and Jared Wilson really need veteran leadership. If you draft another guy, that's going to take away the veteran leadership, and they might actually play worse.
Okay. But you also have to think if we get an edge rusher, imagine how well they're going to develop.
Well, of course, an edge rusher. That's why you go defense on offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on to the next thing then.
Do you want to go stay on Patriots or go?
Maybe we do
How about
one
we
more.
do?
Patriots.
How about we do one more thing for the Patriots?
Yeah, one more thing.
What is your stance on Drake May going
Drake
into?
great. Drake
I
May's
think
doing
he's great.
I think he's great. Drake May, the thing with him is that he showed that even when now, yes, you have the Super Bowl, but that's taking one game against the best defense in the NFL.
Sure.
Imagine if we judged every quarterback on their worst game of the season or one of their worst games of the season when they happen to be playing against the best defense in the league. That sounds unfair, right?
Mhm.
Drake May
Sure,
took them
absolutely.
to the Super Bowl. Yes, the defense played a bigger role than him, but Drake May is a guy who can win you games. That's important. He's mobile. He has everything you need as a quarterback. So 100%. Like it's kind of like if you said, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes." I mean, yes, the Chiefs, of course, last year, but like, can't win a Super Bowl every year. It's just unrealistic.
Yeah, see, I absolutely 100% agree with you on that. I do think he might have a little bias. I think he was robbed of the MVP. I think he should
I
have.
don't think so. I'm gonna be honest. I
Honestly,
love
I don't
Drake
know
May.
how
He's
many
great,
how
but
many of Matthew Stafford's touchdown passes came inside the 10-yard line versus Drake May's.
it's close. But Matthew Stafford does deserve it. Like, if we're being honest, he does.
It's closer than you think.
Well, it came down to one vote.
Absolutely.
It came
Five.
down to one vote. Of course, it's closer than you think, but Stafford does edge it out.
Okay.
Love you, Drake, my lover, but Stafford does edge it out.
All right. Do you want to go on to the Celtics now?
Yeah, let's do some Celtics.
All right. So I think the most important thing for the Celtics right now is title expectations. They were projected to have like a 41 win season. And what are they sitting at now? A 39
They're
wins?
pretty great. Now, I'm going to say something. Before the season, I said we were going to the conference finals.
Okay.
Everybody doubted me. I said we were going to the conference finals, and everyone was like, "You're crazy." But they have this Celtics team that had all the pieces in place, all the exact same pieces in place as last year. Besides Tatum, maybe there's some stuff shuffled around, but
What about Holiday or Porzingis?
Holiday and Porzingis, but this is still a solid team.
Or what about Hauser?
Okay, but
Or Luke Cornett?
okay, Luke Cornett. Okay, maybe you're right. You're right.
That's like 5 players right
They
there.
don't have the same, but all right, you're right about that. But the thing with the Celtics is maybe they don't have the same pieces, but they have still some of these core guys. They have Jaylen Brown, Derek White.
Jaylen Brown. Yep.
What?
That man, honestly, he is carrying the team this year.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I think I mean, he should be probably All NBA second team, maybe even All NBA first team.
He should. He's playing like an MVP level player. Not saying he should be the MVP, but he's playing like a perennial MVP player.
I think you could compare the man to Drake May. He's in the race.
It's true, exactly. He's in the race. I don't know if he's as close as Drake May, but he's definitely
Yeah,
in the
definitely.
100%.
But what about the title?
Celtics
Could they win the title?
I think they could. They're definitely not. My feelings are pretty much the same as at the beginning of the year. The Celtics, my prediction still is they go to the conference finals and then they probably go to 6 or 7 games and then lose. If they if they go up against a team in
Sorry,
the
I had to.
you had to, but if they go up against a team in the West, if we're being honest, they're losing. Unfortunately for the Celtics, but this team can go to the conference finals. They have a chance to go to the finals. I believe they'll lose in the conference finals, but they have finals chances. I don't believe this team they could have what it takes to win. Maybe. Actually, now that I think about it, Tatum's coming back. Still think they're going to the conference finals. They have a pretty good shot to go to the finals.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
I definitely think they could go to the conference finals. I don't want a repeat of what happened last year. I don't want them to have, a series, second round against the Knicks, be heavy favored, and then in game 1 blow a 20-point lead, game 2 blow a 20-point lead, game 3 win, game 4 have your star player, what was it, his Achilles, right? Tatum?
Yeah, Tatum's Achilles.
His Achilles. I don't want a repeat of that. So fans don't want a repeat of that. They are avenging themselves from last year. They're gonna go past the second round. They're gonna make it past the Knicks this year. I think that they can do it. I think they can go to the finals this year.
I definitely see that. Man, I was at game 2 of that Knicks series. I really believed they were gonna get a win. Still the best, definitely the best basketball game I've ever been to in terms of excitement, but what a painful game that was. Yeah, this
Yeah.
Celtics they have aspirations.
I was gonna go to game 5 of that series, but they were down 3-1 at that point. So I was like, hey, why waste
You did?
$300 on a ticket?
Okay, that's fair.
They did end up winning that game though.
True.
So looking back, I probably because that was their last home game of this season. I probably should have bought a ticket to that game.
Probably. I went to back in 2024, I went to the watch party game for the Celtics Mavs series.
Oh,
Or
Sam.
game 4. I wanted them to win so bad because imagine the atmosphere it would have been.
Yeah, I was there also with my friend.
That's amazing. I went with my cousin. It was so cool.
Yeah, imagine they had won, because you probably vaguely remember just all of the cops outside. It was one way all outside, and then people are just pouring out. It was terrible.
It would have been something else. I took so much confetti home.
Yeah, I stayed in a hotel. We could see it from the hotel room, but we wanted to go down, so we had to go down like 90 minutes early. It was bad. Like I was standing for 90 minutes. Ugh.
Oh, wow. That's something. And it was something else. But, Kyle, how do you feel that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are going to mesh after Tatum comes back?
I'm hoping we see what we saw in 2024. I hope we see a dynamic duo in them.
I really feel that's what's going to be.
If
Jaylen
Brown
Brown.
can carry the team, imagine what Tatum can do.
Imagine you have your second guy going up against now Jaylen Brown. It's unfair.
Yeah.
It's unfair. And again, I know this is kind of going back to a long time ago, but great job. Great on the Celtics organization drafting Brown and Tatum. They could have had Markelle Fultz instead of Jason Tatum. Imagine how differently the Celtics' trajectory goes.
They would
They
have
got
17
Markelle Fultz.
championships.
17?
Yeah, that was a bad joke. I'm sorry.
It's okay. But yeah, like that changes so much. Drafting Jason Tatum, he's just amazing. Shout out to him and shout out to the Celtics organization. Also, shout out to Joe Mazzulla. He's doing a great job. I met him. I had a
Oh,
chance to meet him
Oh, really?
at an event back when he was the assistant head coach. Stand-up guy, awesome dude, and he's been a great coach for the Celtics.
Okay. Do you want to do one more Celtics or move on to like Red Sox, Bruins?
One more Celtics. Let's do it.
All right. Let me think. Let me think. How about you think of one? You want to think of one?
All right. So with the Celtics. Hmm. All right. How do you think that? Do you think that? Okay, I have an interesting one. So, a lot of people say the Celtics shoot too many threes.
Oh,
What's
absolutely.
What's your take on this? How do you feel the Celtics should change their strategy throughout this season?
I mean, do what you did in 2024. I don't think I have a genuine answer for that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Go to what you did in 2024. Same coaching staff, same again, as you said, you got Tatum. I mean, he's coming back. Brown is here, leading the team into the postseason. Do what you did in 2024. It's not that difficult.
But my question is, how different was that?
I mean,
Again,
it
it
wasn't
wasn't
too
actually
different.
different. I mean, this is the thing: is the three ball. I personally feel that I actually think unpopular opinion, but I don't think they shoot too many threes.
I
Personally, don't.
mean,
I don't, and here's why. Because yes, they shoot a lot of threes. That's true, but also look at their roster. They're a very good 3-point shooting team, and really, again, kind of like as you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yes, there are those cases. I think it was Houston who shot like 27 missed threes in a row or something like a couple
yeah,
years
it's
back,
weird.
but that doesn't happen very often. And the amount of points you can score with threes is so much more than twos. It is a worth it trade off.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's also you can't just say, "Hey, only shoot threes, only shoot twos," obviously. But it's in the moment. Like if you're down by 3 with 12 seconds left in the game, obviously you're going to get that ball to Pritchard, you're going to get it to White, Brown, maybe even Tatum. You're going to get it to someone and bang.
100%. You want to move on to something else now?
Yeah, sure. You want to do Red Sox?
Yeah, let's do Red Sox.
All right. I got a good one. So we saw, I mean, it wasn't really quiet for us because, first postseason in what, 3 years last year? They kind of quietly snuck in last year. But, from like August or late July till September, they were quiet. They were a very quiet team. Obviously, they had that 10-game win streak in the middle of July that was ruined by the All-Star break. But yeah, they snuck into the playoffs kind of quietly. What are they going to do to be a bigger team in this offseason
Well, they
next
got
season?
Sonny Gray,
Yeah.
another pitching arm. They definitely did some moves. I'm going to be honest. I'm a real believer in the gut feeling. I'm a
Okay.
believer in the gut feeling prediction. I had a gut feeling about the Celtics going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm proud of that gut feeling. Last year, I predicted the Red Sox were going to win 90 games. Everybody doubted it, and they won 89. This year, you're not going to like this, but I do not believe they will make the playoffs. I think
Really?
they're going to win 86 games and barely miss the wild card. That is my gut feeling.
Okay.
Unpopular, but injuries happen. Sonny Gray's been in the league for a long time. You know, pitchers that have a lot of injuries and whatnot. Something about this team. Alex Bregman's gone. He's a winner. They're going to be a good team, but there's going to be other teams. Again, the AL East is very good. The AL in general is just really dangerous. There's so many tight teams compacted into the wild card race. They're going to barely miss it by like 1 or 2 games.
Okay. That was almost the case last year. They had to win like
They're going to win 86 games and miss the playoffs. Mark
okay.
mark my word, unfortunately.
Okay. I definitely could see that. But again, just like you, I'm a big believer in the gut feeling. I think that they can go not to the World Series. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. But I think that they can go to mm, ALDS, ALCS maybe.
I see that. If they make it in, they're going to make it to the ALDS if they make it in. I don't think they will, but if they make it in, they will win the wild card round.
Yeah, unless you're playing against like the Blue Jays or the Astros. I mean, not the Astros, the Yankees. Sorry.
And even then, it's a 3-game series. It can go either way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing, is that it's the wild card round. Anything could happen. A couple years back, Red Sox. So either 2020 or 2021, they made it. The year that they played the Astros in the ALCS and then lost.
Oh yeah, that was 2021. I hated
That
that.
2021, like they won against the Yankees, beat up Garrett Cole in the wild card round, and
Oh yes.
they made their way. So again, that's a perfect example. And again, that was a 1-game wild card. This is a 3-game wild card, but anything can happen in the MLB playoffs. It has the most parity of any, like you saw with a couple years ago, Diamondbacks and the Rangers. Like, okay.
Yeah, like I heard a quote before a game, Bruins playoff game once. This is the playoffs. Anything can happen.
It's true.
Goes for any sport, anything. And what happened in that series? The 65-win Bruins, they take a 3-1 lead. And I hate to say this, but the Bruins lost.
Man, the Boston Bruins need to shore up in the playoffs. I've really felt that. I've heard a lot of people say this. I believe this too. The team engineers the Bruins to be good enough to go into the playoffs. They're a wild card team right now, and then to be either a first or second round exit, usually a first round exit. This is the
They
problem.
are holding on by a thread.
They
to the
always
wild.
do this. They always do this.
Right now, if the season ended, they would be in the playoffs as of February 30th.
Lost to the Philadelphia Flyers, who they need to fend off as well.
Yeah, I can't believe they lost that game.
I watched the game. 0-0 after 2 periods. Bruins are looking solid. They have a goal waved off for a player interfering in the crease. That was a killer because in a 0-0 game, if you score the first goal, that can really open things up.
Oh, yes.
Philadelphia did that. They score the first goal off a freak rebound. Crazy goal. Jeremy Swayman did great. But then after that, it kind of just unraveled. Bruins, got a consolation goal, and that was basically just it. That's a game they should have won. They're a better team than Philadelphia.
Yeah. So do you want to make the switch over to the Bruins, or
do it while we're at it?
All right. I mean, they're in the middle of their 2026 campaign, and I don't know. They've been very inconsistent. I think they're good at home, bad on the road. I mean, we saw, the last 10 home games they've won. And the last 5, 6 away games they've lost. I mean, we saw the Stadium Series. We saw they took a 5-1 lead against the Lightning and then somehow losing the shootout. I was there. It was bad. It was freezing.
Sounds brutal.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Freezing in Florida, that's a rarity.
Yeah, it might have been a few degrees over freezing, but it was cold.
Dang.
Yeah.
Man, the Bruins, one thing I've realized, and maybe this is just recently, they don't have that many overtime losses, but they've lost their last 2 games in overtime or the shootout against the Panthers, who are struggling this year.
Yeah.
And the Lightning in that brutal Stadium Series game, I watched as well. Not at the game, but on TV. And I was just thinking, how is this team blowing it? This is a game that they really could have won and should have won. There's just no explanation for it. It's Bruins team. And what I really boil it down to is the Bruins are not a playoff winning team.
Exactly.
They are not a playoff winning team.
Unless they're playing the Leafs, but that's the Leafs and they're not making the playoffs.
But yeah. Maybe moving on to one last topic for this. What do you want to do?
Well, after this, I have one little special thing to say, but I'll get to that.
Because I'm not sure how much this recording can go on for, whether it's 40 minutes or something, just 30. I don't really know, so I just want to.
Can I just say one thing?
Yep. What's your thing?
You might not know this. A lot of people probably don't. I'm trying to promote it here. There is a rugby team in Massachusetts.
New England Free Jacks?
New England Free Jacks. All right. They completed a historic three-peat Not one, not two, but three. All right. I think it's kind of underrated. I would call it a dynasty. I think that they're the most underrated professional sports powerhouse in New England.
That's a good take.
All right. That's what I'm here
Underrated.
to
They are
say.
they are definitely. Oh, I agree with that. They're 100% the most underrated professional sports powerhouse in New England. Definitely. There's also on the women's hockey side, I'm pretty sure. The
PWHL, the
yeah,
Fleet.
the Boston team is gross. They're insane.
Yeah.
So,
I
but
mean,
they haven't. But the Free Jack stuff three-peat. I gotta say, I have to agree with you. That is the most underrated for sure.
yeah, Major League Rugby though, this is they're taking a turn the wrong way. I mean, they expanded too much. They went from 13, maybe 14 teams down to 11. This season they only have 6.
Six,
Yep, only 6 teams in Major League
six.
Rugby. Yep, they went from I think 16 games in a season now just down to 10 this season. The season won't start until April.
That's brutal. They have rugby at my school.
Really?
Commentating rugby. Rugby's fun.
Is that where Will and Alexis play?
What?
Oh no, I'm thinking of the wrong Sam.
You're thinking of Sam Rice.
I'm thinking of Sam Rice. Yep.
Sam go to my school.
Okay, just a few more things. Really quick before
No problem.
we have to sign off. What should the expansion be like for, rugby the fan base in Boston and New England, if not the entire United States? Because it obviously you just heard the fact I gave you right there. They're collapsing. The roof is caving on in. Soon enough, it's gonna collapse. How can we fix this roof right here to get it solid, reinforce it, make it solid? You get what I'm saying, right?
Okay, I actually have a really good plan for this. I have a hot take. It's kind of a hot take.
Okay,
You model it after the UFL.
I
You
could see
model
that.
it after the USFL that went into the UFL. You see, this is the problem. Rugby is the type of sport that place to place fan bases it might struggle with. Like one place can care here in New England, they're probably going to care more about rugby than like in Alabama or Arkansas or whatever. Like, can you imagine a place like that caring about rugby? Probably not. So what you do,
Yeah.
what I'm proposing here is you have a USFL type thing where you have teams from all over all play in New England. They'll play in one
Okay.
giant stadium. You get national TV deals, and then you branch it out. And then you have them play in the different places. Because then you
Okay.
localize it. And the Boston fan base can basically spread it out to everywhere else because Boston fan base is like, hey guys, look, we have this really cool thing. That's my opinion. How do you feel about that?
I like that.
I think we can go 40 minutes, by the way. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well,
But yeah, just in case it signs off after 30, thank you for tuning in here in New England Sports Time with real Kyle Lapierre. With Kyle Lapierre on, but should be fine. But yeah, so what were you gonna say?
I think that's a good idea.
You might as well try it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
That is the truth.
Hmm.
Want to go on to
The next
another
one about
debate?
rugby ball.
Rugby and ball. I'm gonna make a new recording for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to the video. I'm Sam Lowenstein alongside Kyle Lapierre, and have a good night.
Have a good night.